Alrighty, welcome back to the Panthers Podcast. We still haven't decided on a name. I think we floated the idea of talking Cleary, or did you have something else?
I think it was Cleary speaking or something
Cleary
like that.
speaking. Okay, we'll come back to you. If you guys have any suggestions, please let us know. As usual, I'm Mitch. This is Flaxxy. How you doing, brother?
Mate, good after a win, back to back. First time this year.
We're undefeated since we started the potty.
Mate. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
And we're going on to a bye, so that's 6 points.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big little period for us. Like we've got the bye this week. Obviously a big game against the Wars, who are killing it, by the way. Shout out to them. In New Zealand on the back of Origin, which I think Ivan admitted the other night that a lot of our players aren't going to play, which is going to be tough. But and then we got the Dogs, who we sort of seen by that performance today, they're standing up. They're doing well. They're defending well. They've also got Jared Sutton in their back pocket by that penalty count. So hopefully we don't draw that referee assignment. But then we roll into another bye. So good little period for us. Really important. If we can at least jag one of these wins, I think it'll put us in a good position.
100%. I'm just so happy that we're starting to find our groove and starting to get into it. And I'm just worried that with this second game of Origin that it might disrupt it. Obviously, after the first game, the boys came back in, but now the boys aren't going to come back in. So,
mate, we'll get to it. But I think the boys are going to be raring with confidence on the back of that Queensland team they announced. But
anyway. 100%.
Mate, we're going to get to recapping last week's games, our tips and sort of how it went. So, first game, Manly and Knights. We both tipped Manly in this, which by the first half, the Manly came out and performed really well. Knights copped the booze at halftime. And then Fletcher Sharp and Fletcher Hunt as well, they took the piss
Something
in the second half.
Something about mullets and being named Fletcher is just something in Newcastle.
They killed it in that second half. Like Fletcher Sharp with a couple of tries. I think Manly were pretty underwhelming after that. And yeah, I'd like to get your thoughts on AOB, our favourite ref, spraying the fans in the presser and then coming out the next day apologising.
Mate, like, we all know his job's on the line. Like, as much as you want to sugarcoat it, his job's very up in the air. It's been a conversation for as many weeks as this year's gone for. Mate, like, your team is obviously not doing great. And the fact that the fans are booing should be a big alarm. It shouldn't be I'm going to defend my team and absolutely cop it at the fans. It should be a massive alarm bells ringing saying something is going wrong. And we saw in the second half, clearly the boos worked because they came out in the second half and absolutely decimated it. But to blame your fans, it's like Ivan Cleary coming out and saying it's actually our fault and we're stupid and we have low IQs and we don't know rugby league.
Well, we do, but
we do. Because of the year we've had this year. It's a trust the process thing. And man, it's absolutely insane that he's gone out, and I think he copped it from his higher ups because
for sure he did. And like, just to put a bow on that, like we're turning into an AOB spraying podcast, but we're really not. Essentially, with it, like they were outstanding in that second half. It actually turned into a pretty good game of footy, but they were awful in that first half. So they came back, they turned it around. Good on them. They got a much needed win. So yeah,
I just don't think that changes anything, though.
No, I agree. But we also both didn't get the tip, so you didn't get many this week either, by the looks of it. So moving on, Storm versus Cows. So I've sort of tipped Melbourne 13+. Flaxxy said Storm in a close one, so it wasn't that close, mate. I don't know what the final score was. I think it was like 32-12 or something, but it was definitely more than 13. So I still don't think Melbourne were that good. But they definitely were way too good for the Cows on the day. Melbourne in Melbourne are just they're a juggernaut. I think they'll continue to be. I don't think that's gonna change anytime soon. Thankfully, the finals, the grand final will be in Sydney when we play them. And of Jerome Hughes, he was outstanding. He had a blinder.
He was really good. It's just, I got that tip wrong, but just the Storm, still, they just don't look like themselves. They don't look like they're a juggernaut. They're winning games.
Jeez, you're harsh. They've had a top 6 team.
I know, but like
14 or something.
You compare the Storm of last year or the Storm of previous years to this year. They just haven't. I don't know. There's something about them, and it's just there's something wrong there. But they're still finding ways to get the win,
and that's all you need to do.
And that's all you need.
I think they're timing their run. I think we'll be surprised. Back into the year, I think they'll be coming home pretty strong.
I agree. They're definitely going to be the ones to be in the finals.
Yeah. Next game, Finns versus the Dragons. So this was a good tip by you. You had the Dragons. I had the Dolphins 13+. Isaiah Katoa, you are an absolute superstar. Please one day come on the podcast. I love your game. You're a freak. Herbie Farnworth was outstanding. He's got a couple of tries. I think the Dragons were awful.
Yeah, there was no substance. I think Tupelutu got injured. So the money man, the guy that like has all the energy, he showed me the money. There was no energy. There was nothing there. I thought they would have come out. They would have, but just I'm appreciating the Dolphins because they've shown us all up.
It's good to watch.
I had them in my bottom 4 this year, so I'm being shown up really harshly. But yeah, they've been really good. They're pumping teams left, right, and center. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make the 8 and if they can stay in the 8 because their past 2 years they've been in the 8. They've been first at one point, but their back end of the season is usually not as good.
Falling off, yeah. I think it's really cool to see the trajectory Isaiah Katoa's on. Like, at what point, like in terms of state of origin, he's going to come into the mould in the next 3-4 years, potentially, maybe sooner. You got players like Ethan Strange, even Galvin. Like, I think we're in a really good spot as a New South Wales fan. So, looking forward to the future.
Mate, talk about
dynasty or
8 in a row, mate. You just don't know.
Next game, Warriors Sharks. So another one you got wrong. So Flaxxy's picked the Sharks here. Mate, have you not watched the Warriors this year?
Mate,
they're the real deal.
Mate, they've been winning. How many games have they won 13+ this year?
One.
Yeah, just one.
Mate, they put the Sharks to the sword.
What is going on? This is more of
Metcalf is unreal.
Metcalf's been away.
I think the one point I want to make on this game is the impact that James Fisher-Harris has on teams and the mana that he brings to the environment is really showing. Like, to put things in perspective, let's write off last year. Last year means nothing really to the Warriors right now. Yeah. 2023, they had a really good year. Tohu Harris won their Player of the Year. SJ almost won the Daily M. And Adam Fanua-Blake was their best middle. They've lost all 3 of those players from that year. The only player they've really gained from that little period that they bought externally that I can think of, they also are still on Walker, is James Fisher-Harris.
100%.
He's come in on the back of 5 grand finals in a row, won 4. He's won a Golden Boot. He beat Australia 30-0 with New Zealand. He captained the team. I think the most underrated player who impacts results more than anyone in the league is James Fisher-Harris. I
agree. And I want to also highlight another player, Luke Metcalf, which you said, because everyone thought the team was... Mate, the Met Goat. Everyone thought the team was done once Sean Johnson left. Everyone was like, okay, Fisher-Harris is obviously a big buy, but, you've lost someone big in the middle.
Speaking of New South Wales halves, he's actually another one I think that's his game's evolving. He's getting better every game. Like, I think at the start of the year, because he's a runner and he's built his game around running, he really tried to show that he can control a team and play that distributing half role. But now he's using his running game to his advantage as well as implementing that distributor, and he looks unreal. He looks the Warriors. I can't be any more impressed with him.
Mate, I'm just sad that I sold him in my super coach, mate. I sold him. I think he had one bad week. I was like, you know what? His break even's a bit high. Might sell him, and then I've regretted it.
Mate, he might be one for the run home, to be honest.
Mate, he might be. And mate, just appreciate the wires. Again, I will say this. I still think they still got a bit to show. They haven't. I want to see.
In what area? This will be interesting.
Mate, I just want them to see dominate more teams more consistently. Mate,
I'm speechless.
Mate, look at who they've versed. And
they just beat the Sharks.
They've just beat the Sharks,
but
look at what the Sharks have been doing. The Sharks have been absolutely inconsistent. I told you this last week. They were consistently inconsistent. I don't know what is going on with the Sharks.
Please stop.
Can we actually talk about that just for a second? What is going on with the Sharks? Are they? They're not. I don't even think they're top 4.
They wouldn't be, but they're...
they're not top 4 now, but I don't think they're making top 4 at the end of the year.
I didn't have them in my 4 at the start.
Really?
No, they...
They signed Adam Fanua-Blake. They got better.
He's great. I agree. I think the rest of the league's got better. You're seeing teams like Warriors and Sharks and the Raiders and things like that perform really well. I think a few of their players have maybe overachieved in the last few years. Like, I know his name was getting
Will Kennedy.
Nah, he's okay. Like, he's only on $300,000 too. Like, they're getting way overs for what they're paying him. Yeah. Like, I think that's an area. It's just, I don't know. I think a few of their players need to step up more in the big games, and this was a big game. Like, at home,
100%.
against a top 4 team, and you got blown out. Like, you got blown out after beating the Storm last game.
And that's what I'm so confused about. Like, how can they go out and beat the Storm in a very hard fought game and then come out and then just I don't know what's going on with the Sharks.
But yeah, the real deal, mate. Was the real deal. Next up, I thought this was a bit of a poo slinger, but I got the tip wrong. I'm pretty sure you tipped the Broncos, didn't you?
Oh, I tipped the Broncos.
So the Broncos blew them off the park. First and foremost, massive congratulations to Adam Reynolds on his 300 games. He's been a great performer in the league for a long time, and as a rugby league nerd, watching the way a halfback like Reynolds plays is awesome. Thank you for missing that goal in the 2022 grand final.
Mate, done so many favours, you know.
But, mate, absolute congratulations to you. Broncos are way too good for the Titans. The Titans were pretty poor.
Mate, can we just talk about the jersey, mate?
Yeah,
the jersey, mate, I felt like a kid watching the All Blacks. They look like the All Blacks. Mate,
awesome.
That jersey had aura about it, and they absolutely dominated.
I'll tell you what, there's something was in Tony Staggs' breakfast or something.
Oh, mate.
He was
breakfast,
on a mission.
Got to check his blood or his piss.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. But once I saw that jersey and how good it looked, I was like, nah, the Titans got no shot.
It's over.
No shot.
But no, great performance from the Broncos. About time. Raiders Rabbits. So some reason Flaxxy's gone south against Canberra in Canberra. In Josh Papali'i's big game. Like, wow. Domination by the Raiders in the second half. Green Machine are the real deal. I think them and the Warriors are the two most impressive teams to me so far.
Mate,
I think they've been great. Congratulations to Big Paps. 2 tries, a goal that he absolutely slotted. Loved it. And a little pull away after he kicked it too. It was cracking to watch.
Just the even side away to what's his name?
To Ricky.
To Ricky Stewart, and he's in tears nearly. Like it felt so wholesome, and that's like the core of rugby league in my opinion.
Starling had another good game. Owen Paddy off the bench was good. I thought Ethan Strange had an absolute blinder. Like that kid's got something, man. He's gonna play a lot of rep footy, and I think he's an absolute superstar. His defense is unbelievable, and this game his attack, like that left foot step, and just how powerful and big and strong he is. He just plays like a young Jack Whiten.
Oh, 100%. And just shout out to their team in general. A lot of people, again, I feel like I'm rewording what I said last week, but a lot of people doubted them last week. They have 10 games left. They have 3 buys.
You were the one that doubted them, mate. You picked South.
Mate, I think I did it to spite you. I honestly think that's why I picked them.
Have you got one right, yeah?
Mate, the next game. But, they got 10 games left, 6 of which are at home. 6 of which are at home. I'll be more surprised if they don't finish in the top 4 or top 2.
I reckon they'll win the minor prem.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're
hot take.
Yeah, hot take. That's
Very
Mitch's hot take for the week.
Right.
Next game is Panthers versus Tigers. So we'll review this in the Riff report. I do want to touch on congratulations to Taylor May, looking like he's signing with the Tigers. Once again, the development club strikes again.
Mate,
they're really developing a lot of young players, the Tigers. They seem to be buying a lot of Penrith juniors.
Mate, I feel like they've just copied and pasted their thing from the Canterbury Panthers that, copied and pasted off the Penrith Panthers.
Yeah.
So
Control C, Control V.
100%. I feel like this league should just be the Panthers. Just take this whole area. Take the Bulldogs.
They can hate us, but where would they be without us?
Exactly.
And then last game, we just watched Dogs versus Eels. Literally just finished full time then. When we sort of touched on it, the Dogs were impressive. They really strong defense. They won a lot of rucks. That penalty count was disgraceful. Jared Sutton, he had his mortgage on the Dogs today, I reckon. That was cooked. 60,000 of the crowd. Well done to all the fans that got out there in the
rain, pouring rain.
Yeah, that was awesome. Credit to the Eels, they held their gloves up. I thought defensively they were really good. Obviously, just that amount of possession and the penalty count, everything just sort of wore it in the end, and the Dogs were just too good in the end, and class prevailed. Matty Burton was outstanding.
Weapon.
Think he might. Well, Moses got put on report, and I think he'll be fine. But I reckon Burton might be a sneaky chance at an Origin jumper.
I think he might be 18th man. I've heard some rumours and sneakies around it. I'm hearing 18th man, and then you get all those Bulldogs fans going, "Of course, she's 18th man."
Have a look.
So let's have a look.
Might have been named.
See if it's back. But yeah, and can we touch on Lachie Galvin, the man, the saviour, the guy that sealed the deal for the game?
I will.
Up 30 points to 12, bro.
No, he came on and played 7. To be honest, he
out.
looked real good at first receiver, in my opinion. Like playing on the ball, I think he looked great. Like I think he's gonna be definitely add to their attack. Although Sexton played really well today, I think he was great. But yeah, Burton was the standout. And
I actually did this off the podcast, but do you think do you think Toby Sexton's worried? Do you think he's worried for his spot? Like, he had a blinder today, but...
I think, like, everyone knows Galvin's going to take the half spot, so it just depends, sort of...
All right, so here is the team. Here's the team. So we got Dylan Edwards 1. We might have to just go into Origin talking them back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Back around. So Dylan Edwards is 1. Brian To'o in the 2. Crichton, Latrell in the centres, and Lomax in the 5. Mitch Moses was named at 6, even though he was put on report, so it'll be interesting.
He'll be fine.
Interesting. I think he'll be fine as well, or he'll just serve it after the game, which will...
They're not going to do that.
It's just a way to get them up.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah. Cleary as 7, Max King at 8, which I think we all saw coming with the injury to Mitch Barnett. Robson at 9, Haas at 10, 11, 12, Martin and Angus Crichton. Yo, captain at 13. Connor Watson, 14. Spencer Lanu, Hudson Young at 15, 16. Stefano Tukumanu taking the spot, which I think should have belonged to Keon. Matt Burden is your 18th man, which I've just, can we get that clipped? Because I've just called that.
You know what, though? But it just means Galvin plays 6 next week.
That's fair. Keon is 19th man. And Lindsay Smith is the 20th man.
The big fella.
Congratulations,
Lindsay.
Congratulations, Lindsay Smith. Good. Like, I'm happy with that. He got the Australian jersey, so I was interested to see. But there again is another Penrith player taken out of our squad.
No,
potentially.
We got the buy.
We got the buy.
And then he goes to...
potentially.
It's fine, brother. It's all good.
No.
It's all good.
Mate, what if there's injuries?
But no, I think that's a strong side. From what we've seen in the leaked Queensland sides, I think that's going to be way too strong for them. Mate, the leaked Queensland...
Their leaked Queensland sides were the better sides than their actual announced one.
Is it announced?
Their one was announced this morning.
Oh, okay. There you
go.
The Queensland bench, we're going to be, in my opinion, when the teams are going to be looking for impact, we're going to be bringing on Hudson Young, probably the best player in the comp this year. Connor Watson, it just bleeds impact, and Spencer Lanu, the best impact player probably ever.
And they're not even going to run at him.
They're going to be bringing on Trent Liero, Kurt Mann, and Kurt Capewell. Capewell, I understand you're a Penrith great. But, I'm sorry, your impact is nowhere near what they're getting to. And the other two, is laughable that they're playing state footy.
Our team is just so much better. Here's the Queensland one. So, Kurt Capewell, Pat Carrigan, Xavier Coates, Lindsay Collins, Ruben Cotter, Tom Dearden, Tino, Fodawaker, Harry Grant, Valentine Holmes, Corey Horsburgh, Jack Howarth, Trent Liero, Ezra Mann, Kurt Mann, Cameron Smith, Nanai, Ponga.
Cameron Smith, you reckon?
Cameron Munster, sorry.
Jeez, they are desperate.
They are
bringing
desperate.
Back Smitty.
Jeremiah Nanai, Kalen Ponga, Hammer, and Robert Toya. What do you think with the snub of Reece Walsh not being put there?
Reece Walsh?
Do you reckon he's a better player than Kalen Ponga?
Not on his best day.
Nah?
No, you can't lace KP's boots, in my opinion. KP on his day is as good as anyone, in my opinion. I think he's definitely the right selection. I think their team's nowhere near where our team is, and I think, I think it goes straight to 2-0. But I think they pick the best player in that position. I think the controversial bit is Queensland are very loyal.
Mate, loyal.
Where'd the captaincy go?
Pick and stick.
Where'd the captain go? So DCE, for anyone that doesn't know, DCE has been dropped. Tom Dearden's playing 7. Have they named a captain?
I didn't see.
It'd be Tino or Carrigan, I assume.
They haven't named the captain here.
Yeah, but anyway, so DC even admitted out of the team. Like, as much as I hate to say it, he's been an Origin great. He led Queensland through a period where they needed new leaders. They had quite a few guns retire at the same time, and
he was that next man up.
He was that next man up, and he did a really good job of leading them through that difficult period. That, besides this year, the worst Queensland team ever in 2020 when they beat us. Congratulations, DC, on an awesome career. Good luck at the Roosters next year.
I was gonna say, I feel kind of bad for DC because honestly, ever since he announced that he was leaving Seagulls, he had a few good games there, but then he's really just, except for last week, because I think, even last week he had a terrible game, but he's fallen off, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with the whole...
I don't know about terrible game, but yeah, he wasn't at his best. But yeah, mate, I think, as I said, congratulations to him. Let's just put a bow on that. I think we're looking at New South Wales 3-0.
Mate, bring the
Go
brooms
the boys,
out. Where's the broom? I'm sure it's in here somewhere.
And we'll just flick back, mate. I just want to, to touch back on reviewing our tips, I want you to give me your player of the week. It can be any team, can be anyone you want. Hit me.
Mate, player of the week, I'm going to have to go Penrith because I'm super biased. But, mate, Milky, man, 3 tries, mate. He absolutely killed it. And the fact that he wasn't even, going... he was started at the Knights. Knights gave it. Thank you, Knights.
Started at us.
Oh, he started at us?
Yeah.
No,
he's
the
a
Knights...
Penrith junior.
No, the Knights signed here.
From us after he played 20 games for us.
My apologies.
Come on, man. You were supporting Para then, by the sounds of it.
Shut the fuck. But no, he was with us at the Knights, came back to us. He was in Ron Massey with St. Mary's, and then all of a sudden he's come out of nowhere now. Really our year of need. We've really needed players to step up, and he's just stepped up. And I think that's his breakout game, and I think he solidified his spot in the Panthers side. So
mate, he's been getting better and better every game. I think he was really impressive. So I back that.
Oh, 100%. So I'm really happy with him. That's my player of the week.
Cool. I'm going to give mine to Fletcher Sharp. I don't think I've ever seen a better support player ever. He's every single time someone makes a half break, he's up their ass, and he's if they get it to him, he's under the post because he's too fast and too strong. He's unbelievable. I would beg Ivan to sign him, but he's one of my favourite players. I love watching him play.
If he wasn't at the Knights, I don't think the Knights would be anywhere.
Oh yeah, where are they without Fletcher?
They are literally begging for him to stay there, and they, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when next year they have his position filled by a $1.3 million player.
Mate, my thoughts on it. It's a good signing.
Yeah, it might be a good signing, but I don't know where they put him. That's the issue.
Fletcher will stay at 6. Brown will play 7. Yeah. All right, we're going to get into the Rith report. So we've had a huge win. There is tears in Tiger Town, as per usual.
Mate, there's rivers flowing in Tiger Town.
Never heard more whinging than my life. More victim mentality than a Tigers fan, and that's from a fan, from the coach, from the players. How they can take the greatest winner in NRL history in Jerome Luai and turn him into a loser makes me sick. The fact that they are blaming a loss on a call where you can't hit a kicker. Regardless, whether we agree with the call or anyone else agrees with the call or not, it's still the right call by the letter of the law. It is a penalty. And secondly, the landslide of penalty count that first half, they had 7 yardage penalties to 1. They may as well have put the ball on the 20-metre line and said, Tigers, attack us. I think I was really proud in the performance. I think the Tigers need a big kick up the arse. That was the fact that they... Yeah, just shows why they've been the worst club for the last 20 years.
100%. And just to touch on that too, that penalty happened 25 minutes to go. With 25 minutes to go, there is plenty of time. They then there was an escort penalty, which was an escort, by the way, because I have a few people in my DM saying it wasn't. It was. That then led to a try. We obviously got 2 points, and the momentum might have switched, but that doesn't. Drop the tools, game's done.
To put a bow on that, regardless of the call, as I said, it was a 50-50 call. Essentially, majority of the other calls went the Tigers' way all game. The good and the bad always evens out, and in my opinion, the much better team won. I think it's laughable that Tigers are blaming the refs.
Oh, 100%. And just to finish it up, it is not you shouldn't be dropping your tools 25 minutes to go because of one call. Great teams. Penrith, imagine if we've done that during the grand final, during our greatest years, if a call didn't go our way. We wouldn't be 4-peat champions without them. That's why you've been 3-peat wooden spooners. So, shush. Yeah. Don't blame the ref. Maybe fix your club first before you talk shit.
Sorry for the rant, but they have pissed us off.
Yeah.
Essentially, stars of the game, like you touched on it, Milky, Casey McLean, you're the man. 2 try assists. The bloke had an absolute blinder.
What happens when he passes the ball?
Had an absolute blinder. The kid is a freak. He's a future superstar of the game. He's going to play a lot of games for New Zealand, and he's going to star in the NRL. I'm glad he's never going to. I would love to see him play Origin one day, but I'm glad he's never going to because he's going to play a lot of games for Penrith and he's going to carve up a lot of games for Penrith. Scotty Sorensen,
mate,
once again.
2 try savers.
That edge. Yeah, the 2 try savers, unbelievable. Mitch Kenny was great just because he loved to brush you. He's the man.
I think he saw me in the crowd and was like, fuck this kid.
Blaze again was great. Yowie, Nathan, the usual stars, Dylan, Bizzo, all had a really good game. What do you think this means for the season? So, like as I touched on earlier, we've got a bye this week, so 6-point wins the last couple. Anyway, the Warriors next week, which is going to be tough without our Origin stars. It would have been tough anyway. The Wires are doing really well. Then we got the Dogs, who are as cocky as anything right now. And then we got the bye. So, very important period. How do you think this shapes up? And what do you think the 2 wins in a row mean for us?
Well, I think we're starting to sort of find our foot at the right time. Like, obviously, we've had such a bad sort of run. This last 2 games, getting the 4 points is really important. Off the bye, getting another 2 points, very important. We can finish 8th next week if all results go our way. We can finish 8th, which is insane considering we were last, 2 weeks ago or last week. So I think it's really important. The players we have found our footing. Obviously, we've been told we're not going to get our players for New Zealand. So if we can, I'm confident that the boys can do it. But if it does go haywire, they're the second best team in the comp right now. If we can sort of stop the leakage and maybe just try some new things as well, who's going to come in? That's going to be the interesting question as well. Who gets brought in? Does Alamotti get brought back in? Does Luke Garner then go into the second row?
Jack
Cole, does he come back in? So it's Brad Schneider as well. And with Lindsay Smith, if he does for some reason end up playing Origin due to injury or whatever, where does that change our position? So I think we're in a really, really good spot right now. I think we have a tough road ahead of us. We got Dogs twice. We got Storm still. We got Raiders, I believe, still. And then Warriors as well, which is just another tough game. I think now that we found our footing, if we can sort of keep the chemistry going, keep Blaze performing the way he is, I think we're going to turn out fine. I think we make the 8 no problem. Yeah, I think we make the 8 no problem because I'm really happy with how we're traveling so far.
Cool. And no one wants to see us in September if we make the 8.
Oh, 100%. What about you? What are your thoughts on it? How we're traveling? Obviously, again, a hard road ahead.
Yeah, it is what it is. We always sort of, as we've discussed in the past, it's going to take time. I think we're shaping up all right. I think we're starting to get some confidence, which is good. We're starting to win these tight ones, which at the start of the year we managed to lose a couple of them. So that's important. We're just starting to get some momentum. The boys are starting to play with a bit of confidence. I think it's kind of to the point of, when you play career mode on a 2K or something, and you get to the point 6 or 7 years in and you keep winning the comp every year, and then you sell all your players and go, I'll start again and do the rebuild. It's kind of like that. I think the boys are liking the challenge. I think Isaiah's looking really good. Dylan's starting to find his feet again. He's starting to play really well with a bit more confidence. Nat's obviously playing really well. Bizzers, I think he's still carrying something, but he's getting back to playing well as well. And yeah, I think the boys are getting a bit of confidence. I think we're in a good spot. If we can bank one of these next 2 games, I think it's really important.
If we can beat the Wires, that's going to be so important.
Yeah, if we can bank one of these 2, it'd be really important, and then it puts us in a good spot after that next bye.
100%.
All right, into the next week's games. So, yeah,
let's go
into next week's game. So, how many do you actually? Let's just recap how many you got for last week for starters. 0.
I did change my tiers.
0.
Wow,
0.
This man's a hater right now, man.
Did you get Dogs?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
Oh, let me check because I changed my tip. We obviously record on a Monday, right?
Changes his
Mate,
tips.
we record on a Monday. Team lists aren't out. I don't have my full form guide.
He's
you know,
loyal, this bloke.
mate. Oh, mate, I'm not a Queenslander. That was a joke. Calm down.
Anyway, three from 8 for Flaxxy.
Three
what did
from
I get?
8.
1, 2, 3.
That was my actual tips, by the way.
I got 5. You got 3. So well done.
I got 3. The actual amount I got.
All right, let's move on to next week. I want you to keep a running tab on this. Go back and watch the last couple episodes. Find out our tips. See what I got, how many, and we'll have a little bit of a comp towards the end of the year.
Oh, mate. What's the prize? What's the prize? Bragging rights. I'll take it.
Whatever you want. You're already down like 6. Anyway, first game, Sharks versus Dragons at Sharks Stadium.
Mate, you know, this is actually, it's a good game. It's a rivalry game.
Absolutely.
So, but this could go anywhere. I want to put my belief in the Sharks 1-12. I think they have to win a game, like surely, right? Like,
yeah, I'm going to go.
It's at Shark Park too. So yeah, I think the Sharks 1-12.
You won't listen to me. Yeah, I'm going to go the Sharks too. I think they win pretty well. Next up, we got Titans versus Manly. So at Gold Coast, keep in mind DC and Turbo will be playing.
Give me Manly 20 plus. Manly 20 plus because
I like it. I'm going 13 plus, but yeah, I think definitely Manly will be out with a point to prove. DC will have a point to prove.
And after the loss last week as well.
And welcoming back Tommy Turbo. I think he definitely plays this week because Lehigh will be out with HIA. So 10-day stand down. So I think Tommy Turbo definitely plays. I think Manly do a number on him.
Yeah, I agree. Again, as I said, just with the game last week as well, they should have never lost that.
Third game at McDonald Jones Stadium, the Mitchell Pearce Cup between the Knights and the Roosters. I'm going the Roosters easy. I think the Roosters are way too good for them at the moment.
You know what? I've just kind of realised this week, and if we go back to the last bye round where all the non-favourites won, I think Roosters don't have any players out.
I still think they're too good for them.
No, they have Lindsay Collins out actually. I
did. And Connor Watson.
Connor Watson. Kalen Ponga's out. Give me the Roosters.
Angus Crichton's out too.
Nah, give me the Roosters 1-12. I'm gonna be so wrong here, but I think
I think Teddy takes the piss. But in saying that, last bye round, Fletcher Sharp killed it at fullback for the Knights. So who knows? I'm going the Roosters 1-12 as well. Cows versus the Dolphins at Townsville. What do you reckon?
Another good game. I think Dolphins have hammer. I think the Cowboys get this one up. I think at home as well. They don't.
I think it's going to be high scoring.
I agree.
Both
I think
great attacking teams.
Very attacking, very little defense, especially with a lot of players out. Not a lot of players out, but players out from both sides. Yeah, give me the Cows at home in a high scoring affair.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Finns. I think Isaiah Katoa's on one at the moment. I think who's the bloke used to play for the Dogs? He plays right centre right now. Right centre right now.
Averillo.
Did he play fullback last time?
I'm not sure, but he did play in that game, and he had a good one too.
Yeah, I think they don't lose too much if he goes to one. I'm pretty sure he played fullback. As I said, Katoa's confidence would be sky high at the moment. Herbie Farnworth scored like 7 or 8 games in a row.
Mate, he's been insane.
Yeah, I think they get it done. Last game of the round, Rabbits Dogs. Dogs will be missing Burton, Kurt Mann, Critter.
Give me South.
Give me South too.
Give me South. How they are.
Oh, they're missing Latrell though.
Give me South. Give me South. How they are.
I'll go the Dogs then.
How are they missing? How are they $2.80? Like we obviously saw what happened last time the Dogs had all these players out. They do get Preston back, I think, or a few other a few of their injury-prone players or suspended players do come back, so they might get the win up. It is at a call, probably like it's a 4 p.m. game. It might actually get a good crowd. But yeah, give me South so we have something different. And
yeah, cool.
I can shit on you on your tip for the Bulldogs.
Easy. I'll go the Dogs who they are missing a few players, but like as I said, Galvin will move into 6. I think.
That's right.
I think he'll come in and he'll carve up. I think that to be fair, that Galvin 23 jersey, it's a pretty cool jersey to debut in,
mate. I swear they're like doing this shit on purpose, bro. They're doing this shit.
Aura farming.
Aura farming, the LeBron James, Michael Jordan, this kid, bro. And Dogs fans are chewing it up too. That's the funny thing.
Absolutely. The teams on the bye, so the Broncos, I actually think it's a bad time for the Broncos to get the bye. Like, coming off the back of a confidence-building win, they go into playing the Sharks next game. So that'll be interesting. Like, that'll be a great game to watch. Like I said, I think they've just gained a bit of confidence, but I think it's not a good time. And they just had a good game to fall into that bye.
And I think with Ezra Mann potentially being in that won the 17 as well, they're gonna not miss out on him, but miss out on him in training and miss out on just being able to build the structure up more. And this week off would have been really big for Madge to sort of get we've got the win, let's build on it. And now some of his players are out for Origin, so it's like, okay, you can't do that. You don't have Payne Haas there in training. You don't have...
That's right.
Ezra Mann. So,
yeah. The Raiders, so like their first bye of the year, like they
round 15 too.
Can we just strength to strength? Like, congratulations on your start to the year, Raiders. We touched on that earlier. The Panthers, we touched on us. I think we need the bye at this stage of the year. We need these major bye rounds because we're missing, our 5 core players really. So, important for us. Storm will be missing a few as well. They're obviously been they've been just a juggernaut, but they've been a little bit inconsistent. So, they potentially need that too. The Tigers need a week just to drown their tears.
Yeah.
And just get some tissues and get a Kleenex sponsorship.
And that could be the same for the Eels as well.
Yeah. The Eels held their gloves up. They perform well. They've got the bye again next week. And then the Warriors, as we discussed earlier, congratulations on your start to the year. You've done really well. Lachie Met, killing it. James Fisher-Harris, you're the most underrated player ever. And
I just want to touch on as well, this is like really good for Penrith as well, because if you look at who's got the bye, so you got the Broncos, who I think are above us, so that's one team. But then you have the Raiders, the Storm, the Wars, who are all surrounding that top 4. Tigers and Eels are below us. So this is like a perfect week for the teams that are right there, keeping us out of that top 8, keeping us out of that mid-range, to beat each other up and to potentially, we get the 2. One of them's got to lose. So getting us the 2 points and moving us up potentially to the 8. So it'll be really good to see. Hopefully we do.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. I think next week we'll do a full Origin review. So we'll review the teams and give you guys a little bit more insight into our thoughts on once we've got the official teams announced and the positions and everything like that. You're going to New Zealand?
Yeah, I'm going to New Zealand, man. So first time ever. So I usually win those games. You know what? I just want to say as well, I've worn the 4-peat jersey, and every time I've worn it, we've won a game.
I love that.
We've also won every time we've filmed the podcast, the 2 weeks, we've won 2 in a row. So
we mentioned that at the start,
mate. I'm just wrapping up. I'm just wrapping up.
Is there an echo in here,
mate? It's an omen week. It's an omen week, boys. So I think it's going to be hopefully interesting. Hopefully we win. Hopefully the Blues just get that second win and we can, it can be a dead rubber in that third one and we can just hand out the brooms. And mate, I'm very keen to see how this Panthers team goes in the next few weeks. I think this is where eyes are on, because this could be the beginning of our run up and we make the 8, or this could be the very big downfall, which will never happen because we're Penrith. So get excited.
Ivan we trust. All good. We done?
Mate, I think that's it for us.
Thanks, mate. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
See you, boys.